Come back, friend. Can you automatically tell when a video is fake or real? Let's start the show. Come
This apparatus does,
Hold up, teleportation? Let's see that again.
this apparatus does not move
Ooh.
the man.
A mind bending video compilation taking over social media claims to reveal classified, top secret military technology from the 1960s. At first,
Don't get me wrong, I like this video. It started off real good, but I'm already calling BS. Come on now. It looks like AI.
the vintage footage shows President John F. Kennedy watching a series of impossible demonstrations, from a soldier instantly teleporting off a platform to gravity defying flying vehicles and bizarre atmospheric energy blasts. The narrator claims that this
What was that? It looks like an implosion.
above top secret program was decades ahead of its time, utilizing gravity wave manipulation and advanced physics. Surprisingly, the sheer detail of these retro style clips has left millions of viewers completely stunned. But is this historic leak authentic, or is
Tally on
Ooh,
the object. It's
look
just
at
about
that.
30 feet above water, moving east
July 9th, 2026, new disclosures from files. This was captured from a security camera from a nuclear plant.
to Santa Monica Boulevard.
On this next one, a gentleman is explaining the agreement that we had with aliens that came down here to visit. Let's see what he has to say, y'all.
The
On this,
agreement was reached, the Alien Society laid some requirements on our government. They said we would have to provide a suitable habitat for the beings that they would send here from their society.
okay, that makes sense. I mean, they are coming here to visit, so that means that they're coming in peace. So, of course, they want to feel safe too.
And they gave us some very specific instructions for it. The laboratory facility had to have two nozzles in the shower, one for water and one for enzymes. And they would bring enzymes from their home planet to be put in a tank to be dispensed through the second nozzle. The enzymes were lathed over the body first and rubbed in. They stand there for a time, and then they rinse off with water, and the water and the enzymes are collected at the bottom, and the enzymes are filtered out, put back in the tank, and the water is flushed away.
It's interesting. Even aliens have to do personal hygiene, huh?
That was one of the requirements. Another was a food requirement. They don't eat alimentation such as ours. They brought alimentation from their home planet that we had to learn to culture here in Area 51 to provide a food source for their diet. Our government was charged with the responsibility to produce the food from their products
Is that where we got all this fake food from? Fake meat from this?
continually for alimentation for the guest visitors. Now, those guest visitors arrived in an operational vehicle that they still keep operation of. They can go and come. They fly in and out of their habitat facility at will. They're not restrained in any way. But my engineer friend was one of the several engineers that were assigned to work with the extraterrestrials to try to bridge the gap between their technology and ours. And in 20 years of research trying to do so, they never succeeded in closing the gap. Were never able to convert that technology to ours. And the reason given by the aliens themselves is because in order to operate their equipment, they have to impart a certain mental input.
Now, ain't that interesting that our brain capacity is not enough to work their machinery? They're like on a whole different level, y'all.
And we have never learned to impart the input that's necessary to make the machines work. So their equipment responds to mind, to thought, and we have never learned to impart the proper thought to make any of it work. There is no way that we can bridge the gap with a wire from this point to that point, from theirs to ours, and make it work. There's no such wire. And that's interesting because those aliens I think one is very ill now and about to die, but they've been there since the 60s. That's for 35 years. And we've been trying to solve the problem all that time and haven't succeeded. That's one entity that I know about. There were two of them involved, two aliens involved, one craft. There may be others that I don't know about. That one I am quite sure is legitimate and real. The last I heard is one of those alien beings. We don't know whether they're males or females either because they don't have any sex organs. They have not reproduced out there. They do go and come as they please, and sometimes they're seen by others outside.
I mean, unless they're locked up, I don't think there's anything you can do about it. These guys are just, or these aliens are basically so advanced that what can we possibly do at the end of the day, anyways?
Or even in Area 51, they're not detained. But it's an interesting experiment because there may be other programs going on that are not as beneficial.
A tall being or just somebody at the top of the hill also recording? You be the judge.
Vibrações, vem até nós. Só não vem à noite. É. Mano, e pior que mexe esquisito demais.
Now it looks like they're scratching their ass. And it looks like there's one to the right too.
Com zoom aqui dá pra ver eles se mexendo melhor.
Yeah, it looks like they're recording or they have binoculars. It doesn't look like somebody that's like 11 feet tall up there. So this person's trying to channel aliens. Like, okay, so he can speak with them or something. I'm not sure. Let's see what he does.
This is Central Control. This is Central Control. Stand by. Central Control, this is Addy.
Okay, even the host, they're laughing. Come on, y'all.
Central Control, this is.
So this one, we got a gentleman that is telling us why governments won't disclose everything about UFOs, aliens, whatnot.
This next changes be for society, would this be good? Let me briefly summarize and say, in 1975, a former CIA official, Victor Marchetti, wrote a best-selling book called The CIA and Cult of Intelligence. The CIA took him to the Supreme Court to attempt to block publication of that book. Ultimately, a redacted version of it was released. It was the first book in American history to be censored by the U.S. government. The same Victor Marchetti.
Now, why would the government want to censor this former CIA agent? Interesting.
In 1979, wrote an article for Second Look magazine. The title, I believe, was How the CIA Views the UFO Phenomenon. He said, among other things, this subject was so sensitive that you did not talk about it in the agency unless you had a need to. Nevertheless, there were rumors floating around at the highest levels of CIA about recovered crashed UFOs and the bodies of their crews. Thirdly, Victor Marchetti said, in his opinion, as an intelligence analyst with CIA for I think 11 years, he was of the opinion that no government on earth will voluntarily release this information because it would jeopardize the status quo, i.e. their power. Even if there's no hostile intent or implication to the visitation of these beings, if indeed these are extraterrestrials, even if they're not meaning us any harm whatsoever, governments have nothing to gain and everything to lose by admitting the reality of this. And Victor Marchetti's.
What do the governments think? That everybody's just going to be like, hey, you know what? We don't care about the government. We don't care about civilization anymore because now we have aliens and we're going to have a different society now. We're just going to change everything. If anything, I would say that the ones that would have more of an issue would be the religious folks because they would have to figure out whether, you know, if they want to keep those beliefs or not. I don't know. You tell me, y'all.
Opinion is that this will probably come out, you know, by some action on the part of the phenomenon itself, which will leave no doubt in anyone's mind, but don't expect Washington or Moscow or any other government to volunteer all the reality of all of this.
Any of this was true, do you think that revealing this would change our way of life, would change civilization? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one, y'all.